Someone spends their whole life throwing thorns in your path, thinking they'll watch you bleed, yet one day they look down and realize the ground beneath them is what's cut open. That's cosmic balance. Life doesn't take sides, it collects debts. Every act returns home, every intention ripples back, and no one, no matter how clever or cruel, escapes the gravity of their own energy. The ones who tried to bury you under whispers and sabotage, they didn't know they were planting seeds in soil that belonged to you. Because the universe doesn't waste pain, it recycles it into power. Critics think they're puppeteers, pulling strings on your downfall. But here's the twist. They were building your stage the entire time. Their plots became blueprints for your rise. Their envy became your proof. That's not revenge, that's alignment. The universe doesn't shout, it balances. Every attack against you became a lesson that hardened your armor and sharpened your instinct. And now, the same people who once wanted you gone are haunted by your presence. Your growth isn't noise, it's an echo that follows them into silence. You became the lesson they never saw coming. Hey, chosen one. Pause right here. If you can feel that shift in your chest, hit that like button and subscribe, not for hype, for momentum, for the energy that says balance always returns and power always finds its source. Because your rise, it's just getting started, and they'll have to watch every second of it. Pause right here, chosen one. Before we go any further, take a breath. Because what you're about to hear will shift how you see every look, every whisper, every conversation with your name in it. You're not the topic by accident, you're the test that exposes everyone else's truth. So, if you're ready to understand why they can't stop talking about you, lock in, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop the number 11 in the comments to remind the universe that awareness is your new armor. This message isn't background noise, it's your turning point. Stay with me until the end, because once you hear this next part, you'll never see their obsession the same way again. Number 1. Stop explaining yourself to people who need you small to feel big. When you pulled your energy back, everything shifted, didn't it? The room got colder, the air got heavier. Not because you changed, but because you were the warmth that kept it alive. You were the current running through their dull little circuit of gossip and comparison, and the second you unplugged, they went dark. Now they sit there pretending they don't notice, but every scroll, every glance at your updates, every whisper with your name attached tells the truth. They feel the loss. They said you were overreacting. They said you were too sensitive. But let's be honest, they just never expected the day you'd stop being accessible. You removed your energy from the table, and suddenly they realized who was feeding it all along. You were the pulse. You were the electricity. You didn't walk away from the crowd. You disconnected from the noise. And now they're addicted to watching what they can no longer touch. Every morning, before they even check the time, they check you. They study your glow, trying to decode it. They tell people you're pretending, but still, they watch every post, every project, every quiet win. Why? Because deep down, they know you didn't fake this. You earned it. You walked through every storm they secretly hoped would drown you and came out shining. The glow isn't decoration, it's evidence. It's the receipt of pain transformed into power. They want your calm without your chaos, your peace without your past. But the truth is, you paid full price for this version of yourself. Blood, time, silence, and resilience. You buried the old you with your own hands and didn't leave flowers on the grave. That version was too forgiving, too patient, too open. You learned that not everyone deserves access just because they show up smiling. Now they get distance, they get boundaries, they get the echo of what they took for granted. Let them think you've changed. You have, but not in the way they mean. You're not colder, you're clearer. You're not distant, you're defined. You don't react because reaction is currency, and you've stopped financing their drama. Every time they mention you, they remind themselves what they lost. A person who once cared enough to explain. Now, your silence is the press release. They'll keep spinning stories to make sense of why you're winning without them. But every word they speak circles back to the same truth. They lost something rare. You are the hot topic, not because you're loud, but because you're untouchable. You became the storm they can't predict, the peace they can't imitate, the mirror they can't escape. You didn't rise to prove them wrong. You rose because gravity couldn't hold you anymore. Let them talk. You're the lesson life sent to remind them. When you lose someone real, the silence that follows is the loudest sound you'll ever hear. Number 2. Turn your silence into strategy, not surrender. There comes a moment, chosen one, when words stop working. When every explanation feels like pouring water into sand. That's when silence becomes your greatest weapon. Not the silence of defeat, but the silence of precision. The kind that makes people wonder what you're planning while you're too busy building. They thought your quiet meant weakness, but your silence was actually the sound of focus sharpening into something unstoppable. You stopped replying to rumors because you learned the truth doesn't need a defense. It just needs time. You stopped chasing closure because peace isn't found in noise. It's found in distance. Every time you walked away instead of reacting, you rewrote the rules. And that's what unsettled them most. They were addicted to your reaction, feeding on your frustration, mistaking your attention for approval. The moment you stopped giving them access, they panicked. Their control didn't fade, it shattered. People like that can't survive without your energy. They'll twist your calm into arrogance, your absence into drama, your discipline into ego, because silence scares people who live loud to feel important. But you've learned how to let stillness speak louder than any argument. You've mastered the art of not explaining yourself, of letting your progress become your proof. Every minute you stay silent, you're not losing ground, you're gaining clarity. You're letting time expose what noise once disguised. You're letting your results speak where your words once fell on deaf ears. Remember this, surrender hands power over, strategy takes it back. So stay quiet, stay dangerous. Let them fill the silence with their own guilt while you use it to build your next move. Your calm isn't weakness, it's your countdown to victory. Number 3. Let their gossip be the background noise while you rebuild. Every rumor they start is a commercial break in your movie. Irrelevant, short-lived, and easily ignored. You've got construction to do, foundations to lay, and a future to build that doesn't require an audience. The loud ones stay busy talking. The chosen ones stay busy transforming. You see, gossip is the currency of the unproductive. They trade in your name because they've run out of purpose in their own. Every lie they tell becomes another brick you use to build higher. While they spend hours analyzing your life, you're learning new skills, creating opportunities, stacking wins. Their conversations about you are unpaid marketing campaigns, and you're the product they can't stop promoting. That's the irony of being the chosen one. Your haters do your publicity for free. The truth is, every word they speak is a confession. Their obsession is proof of your influence. They don't hate you. They hate that you remind them what discipline looks like. Your silence unsettles them because it's the sound of progress they can't track. You've shifted from performing for validation to building for elevation. And that's why they talk, because they can't follow. So let them chatter. Let their noise echo off the walls while you pour concrete into your goals. Don't waste breath defending your reputation when your results will handle that for you. When you emerge, sharper, calmer, wealthier in peace and purpose. The same mouths that gossiped will twist into praise they'll pretend is honesty. That's how the cycle works. Noise fades, growth echoes. Keep your head down, chosen one. Every rumor fades at the sound of success being built. Number 4. Heal so deeply that their lies can't survive around you. Chosen one, understand this. When you truly heal, you become untouchable. Not because you hide your scars, but because you've learned how to turn them into armor. The same people who once whispered your downfall now choke on the silence that follows your peace. They can't survive in your atmosphere anymore. Your calm has oxygen only for growth, and gossip can't live where clarity resides. They'll keep spinning stories, recycling the same weak rumors like broken records, but every time they speak your name, the energy boomerangs back and exposes them. Healing isn't just recovery, it's transformation. It's the process of making every wound so clean, every emotion so purified, that manipulation slides right off you. They can't twist what you've already accepted. They can't weaponize what you've already healed. You disarmed them by doing the work they keep avoiding. And now, every lie they tell burns out faster because truth has stamina. Their voices grow shaky when your results speak louder than their narratives. You became the evidence they can't erase, the calm they can't corrupt. They used to thrive on your reactions. Now your stillness terrifies them. You no longer need to defend yourself. The way you move, speak, and glow is proof enough. So heal beyond recognition. Heal until even your memories stop hurting. Heal until they can't find the version of you they once tried to destroy. When you reach that level, their stories sound outdated, their hate feels desperate, and your silence becomes the mirror that shows them what real strength looks like. Remember, chosen one, you don't fight lies, you outgrow them. Number 5. Understand the psychology. Their hate is just insecurity in disguise. Chosen one, understand this with clarity. Hate is never pure. It's camouflage, a mask for the kind of insecurity that can't bear to look itself in the mirror. The people who pick you apart, who twist your words, who watch your every move like it's their full-time job, they aren't driven by strength. They're driven by fear. You reflect everything they've buried, and every time you rise, you remind them of the parts of themselves they've abandoned. Psychology calls it projection. When a person can't face their own flaws, they throw them at someone else. That's why they call you arrogant when you're just confident. That's why they label you fake when your peace makes their chaos feel exposed. They don't actually hate you. They hate what they see in themselves when they stand next to you. You've become the mirror they never asked for. And let's be real, the louder they bark, the more fragile they are. Because people who are secure don't compete, don't compare, don't gossip. They build, they support. But the ones talking about you, they've already lost their balance. Your progress feels like an attack because it highlights their stagnation. Your success whispers to them, you could have done this too, but you didn't. So stop taking their noise personally. It's not your war, it's their wound. They're wrestling with shadows while you're walking in daylight. Don't argue with insecurity, outgrow it. Don't expose their weakness. Let your results do it silently. When they try to bait you into reacting, remember, attention is oxygen, and your silence is suffocation to their ego. Let them talk. Let them spin stories. Because every insult they throw only exposes how small they feel next to what you've become. Their hate isn't proof that you're doing something wrong. It's confirmation that you're doing everything right. Number 6. Don't feed what's starving for your reaction. Starve it with peace. Don't feed what's starving for your reaction. That's exactly what they want. A spark, a slip, a sign that they still have power over your emotions. But chosen one, the moment you respond, you feed the very thing that feeds off your peace. Starve it instead. Let silence be the famine that breaks their control. Understand this. People who thrive on chaos cannot survive in calm. They rely on tension, attention, and drama to feel relevant. They stir the pot not because they have flavor, but because they have nothing else to serve. Every time you refuse to engage, you remind them of their emptiness. Your peace is their hunger. Your calm exposes how fragile their sense of power really is. They'll poke, they'll twist, they'll bait you with rumors and half-truths, hoping to pull you back into the same noise you escaped. But you've outgrown the battlefield. You don't fight in the mud anymore. You build mountains in silence. You don't prove yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You prove it through results that speak when you don't. And when you choose not to react, it burns them quietly. Because your silence doesn't mean defeat, it means you're too focused to waste energy. The loudest revenge is indifference. When you stop performing for the crowd, the show collapses. So starve them. Let their gossip echo in an empty theater. Let their shade fall where your light no longer reaches. Every ignored provocation weakens their grip. Every unbothered day tightens your peace. Remember, the ones who try hardest to disrupt your calm are the ones most disturbed by it. Your silence is their consequence. Your peace is their punishment. Keep it. It's your most dangerous weapon. Number 7. Wear your scars like armor, not evidence of defeat. The world loves to see the chosen ones stumble, but what they never understand is that every cut, every betrayal, every night you cried in silence was welding steel beneath your skin. You didn't collect scars as decoration. You forged them into protection. Each one carries a story, not of pain, but of proof that you walked through what others ran from. That's what they can't stand about you. You survived what they swore would end you, and now your resilience makes their comfort look cowardly. When they see you smile now, they don't see the nights you had to rebuild your spirit piece by piece. They don't see the mornings you rose on empty just to prove to yourself that you could. But your scars do. They remember every battle, every silence, every storm, and they shine because of it. That glow they gossip about, it's not makeup or luck, it's reflection, the light bouncing off the armor you built from pain. People will always confuse survival with arrogance. They'll call your calmness cold because they can't comprehend power that doesn't perform. But you don't need to prove softness anymore. You've earned your peace. You learned that healing doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means walking through the same fire twice and coming out untouchable. So when they point at your scars, let them. They're not seeing wounds, they're seeing warnings. Each one says, I've already lived through worse than your words. You are no longer breakable. You are battle-tested, storm-trained, and built to last. Let them whisper. Your scars don't expose weakness. They announce victory. Number 8. Build boundaries. So loud they replace every explanation. Build boundaries so loud they silence every lie before you ever have to speak. Chosen one, you've spent too long trying to explain your worth to people committed to misunderstanding you. You used to hand out chances like apologies, hoping they'd finally see your intentions. But some people only listen to twist your truth. That's why you stopped talking and started moving different. Boundaries aren't walls, they're architecture. They shape peace into structure. They separate what drains you from what deserves you. You used to think protecting your energy made you selfish. Now you know it makes you sane. The ones who guilt you for saying no were never grateful when you said yes. They don't miss you. They miss the version of you that kept rescuing them from consequences. But this version, the grounded one, the unbothered one, is done performing peace for people who thrive on chaos. Here's the secret they'll never admit. Your boundaries terrify them because they can't manipulate what they can't access. They call you distant because you no longer respond to emotional bait. They say you've changed because they can't control the new rhythm you walk to. But truthfully, you've just stopped dancing to their noise. You don't owe explanations to anyone who benefited from your silence. Your peace is not up for debate. Let them call you cold. Let them call you guarded. They're not wrong. You are guarded. You learned how to protect what's rare. Every time you say no, your soul breathes deeper. Every time you walk away, your energy rises higher. Boundaries aren't rejection, they're refinement. And when your boundaries speak louder than your words, even the loudest gossip goes quiet. Number 9. Let them talk. Your peace is the clapback they can't match. Let them talk, chosen one. Let them write essays in group chats. Let them host little gossip sessions that orbit around your name like lost planets around a sun they can't touch. Because here's the truth. Your peace already said what your words never needed to. Your silence became the clapback that hit harder than any argument ever could. You stopped showing up to defend yourself, and suddenly they lost their favorite sport. You learned that explaining yourself to small minds is like handing pearls to people who think glass is treasure. So you stopped explaining, you stopped correcting, you let your calm speak in places where noise used to live. And that's what drives them mad. They mistake your stillness for weakness, not realizing its strategy, because when chaos can't provoke you, it exposes itself. Your peace is not quiet, it's powerful. It's the storm they can't predict. Every time you smile instead of react, they feel that sting, the kind that reminds them they never had control, just your attention. They can't stand that you found a rhythm that doesn't include them. You pulled back your energy, and their world started glitching. That's why they talk louder now. The volume of gossip always rises when silence wins. Let them throw words. Words break against discipline like waves on stone. While they waste time trying to guess your next move, you're too busy creating one they'll never see coming. Your peace embarrasses their drama. Your focus humbles their performance. And your growth? It's the proof that you didn't need revenge. You just needed distance. So let them talk. Every rumor they spread is free promotion for your evolution. Stay quiet, stay solid, stay untouchable. Your peace will always speak louder than their noise. Number 10. Don't fix what you didn't break. Expose their fake peace by living yours. Don't fix what you didn't break. Let them sit in the ruins they built while pretending it's a palace. You spent too long trying to make peace with people who only know how to perform it. They call it moving on, but really, they just cover their chaos with filters and forced smiles. You've seen it. Their kind of peace only works when everyone stays silent about the truth. The second you chose calm that came from healing instead of hiding, they called you cold. But you weren't being cold. You were being clear. You stopped apologizing for outgrowing the noise. See, fake peace needs witnesses. Real peace needs none. Fake peace demands attention. Real peace creates distance. And when you chose distance, they panicked. Because your quiet stripped away the illusion they built around themselves. You didn't expose them by speaking. You exposed them by being okay, by smiling without permission, by glowing without validation. You didn't destroy their peace. They never had any to begin with. The truth is, they wanted you to keep fixing what their ego kept breaking. They wanted you to play therapist to their tantrums, healer to their drama, savior to their self-sabotage. But that season is over. You've learned that your energy is too sacred to keep patching the same holes in people who stab the moment they're whole again. Now, your calm is confrontation enough. So let them gossip. Let them twist your silence into arrogance. Let them call your healing rebellion. They'll never understand that your stillness is their mirror. It shows what they refuse to face. You don't owe them explanations, closure, or correction. Your peace is the proof. Live it loudly, because nothing exposes fake harmony faster than someone who finally found the real thing. Number 11. Stop making excuses for people who fear your progress. Stop making excuses for people who fear your progress. Some people don't hate you for what you did. They hate you for what your growth reminds them of, their own lack of movement. You keep trying to justify their distance, soften their jealousy, rationalize their silence as they're just busy. But let's be honest, chosen one, they see you climbing, and it exposes how long they've been standing still. Your progress turned their comfort into discomfort. You became the proof that they could have evolved too, but chose not to. Every time you dim your light to make them feel safe, you disrespect the fire that got you here. You fought to rebuild what they abandoned in themselves, and now you're supposed to shrink so they don't feel small. Number. Stop carrying the guilt that doesn't belong to you. You didn't change in a way that hurt them. You grew in a way that revealed them. That's the real reason they flinch when your name comes up. They call it arrogance because it's easier than admitting they gave up. They call it luck because it's easier than admitting you worked when they made excuses. You can't rescue people who are allergic to accountability. They'll drown and still blame the water. Let them, because the same growth that threatens them is the same growth that protects you. Chosen one, your path was never meant to fit inside their comfort zone. Stop walking on eggshells for people who would rather see you stuck than inspired. Your evolution isn't a betrayal, it's the natural consequence of consistency. You outgrew the version of you they could control, and now they're mad that you're unreachable. Don't apologize for that. Keep moving, because every step forward is a mirror they can't stand to look into. Number 12. Move like the exception they swore couldn't exist. Move like the exception they swore couldn't exist. They built their comfort on the idea that people like you don't make it, that no one can rise without bowing first, that peace can't exist without pretending, that strength must always look loud. You shattered all of it just by being real. You didn't wait for permission, applause, or validation. You became the proof that discipline and self-respect still win in a world addicted to shortcuts. That's what makes them uneasy. Your existence erases their excuses. They can't categorize you because you don't fit their systems. You're too calm for their chaos, too certain for their manipulation, too focused for their distractions. They built entire narratives to explain why people fail, and then you showed up and refused to play along. You didn't ask for a seat at their table. You built your own, one decision at a time, with silence as your foundation and integrity as your bricks. Now, every rumor they whisper only makes your walls stronger. They said you were lucky. They said you were arrogant. But the truth is, you just didn't quit. You took every rejection as direction. You walked through every closed door until one finally stayed open. You didn't outtalk them, you outlasted them. You didn't chase attention, you mastered presence. That's why they can't ignore you anymore. Chosen one, remember this. When you carry the kind of energy that can't be faked, you become their discomfort and their fascination at once. You are the reminder that real power doesn't shout, it radiates. So walk like the exception, not the explanation. Let your stillness speak louder than their noise. Because you weren't made to fit their idea of possible, you were made to redefine it. Keep moving. You are the proof they said would never exist. And now, chosen one, you see the pattern clearly. Every whisper, every rumor, every stare was never proof of your weakness. It was proof of your impact. The reason you're the topic is simple. Your existence disrupts their comfort. You became the mirror they can't look away from and the standard they can't reach. Your rise was the lesson life sent them. So wear that crown quietly and keep moving like the exception. If this spoke to your spirit, hit like, subscribe, and drop 99 in the comments to lock in this energy. Share this message. Someone out there needs to remember their power too.